Hi everyone. In this tutorial, you will learn how to use Python 3 in Visual Studio Code to create, run, and debug a Python application. We will see how to install a Python interpreter, start Visual Studio Code in a workspace folder, create a virtual environment, create a Python source code file, how to run Python code, how to configure and run the debugger, and finally, how to install and use packages. So let's get started with Python in Visual Studio Code. First, we will install Python interpreter on our machine. Just open a Chrome browser and search download Python. You will see a very first link, python.org. Just click on it. So python.org official website will be opened. So Python 3.12.6 latest version is available for download. We have an option to download Python on basis of operating system. If you have Windows operating system, you click on it and then you can download it. If you have Linux or Mac operating system, then you can click on this link button and you can download. I have Windows operating system with me. So I'm going to click on this, and from here you can download the window installer. Okay, you have to just double click on this file and the Python interpreter will be installed on your machine. So I'm not going to install the Python interpreter again on my machine as I have already installed it. You have to type in download Visual Studio Code. You will see a very first link. Just click on this. Here we have options to download Visual Studio Code on basis of operating systems. I have Windows based operating system, so I'm gonna choose this option. If you have Mac other operating system, you can click accordingly. Once you click on this link button, so one page will be opened which will download the Visual Studio Code on your browser. I have already downloaded Visual Studio Code on my machine. You can easily install Visual Studio Code on your computer. So once Visual Studio Code is installed on your machine, you can find this editor on your machine by typing Visual Studio Code. Click on this application and then brand new Visual Studio Code will be launched on the machine. First, we have to check whether Python is installed on the machine or not. Click on terminal, click on new terminal. A new command prompt will be opened. To check Python version, you have to type in following command py-3 version. So you can see Python 3.12 is installed on our computer. Now the next step is to install required Python extension on Visual Studio Code, which will allow developer to write Python program. You have to click on extension and type Python. Once you type Python, you will see top 2 extension right here. Once you click on the first extension, once you install this extension on your Visual Studio Code, so you can then write Python program. Make sure it is enabled. In the same way, you have to install the other Python extension that is for Python Debugger. This extension allows developers to debug Python program. Once these two steps are done, then you can create a workspace folder. In order to create workspace folder, click on File and we have a option to create workspace. Add folder to workspace. We are going to take a new workspace as Python Demo 1. You selected, you can add it. Click on Yes. So the new workspace folder is getting created in Visual Studio. You click on the Explorer icon, a new folder is created. Now the next step is to create a virtual environment on Visual Studio Code. A best practice among Python developers is to use a project specific virtual environment. Once you activate that environment, any packages you then install are isolated from other environments, including the global interpreter environment, reducing many complications that can arise from conflicting package versions. In order to create virtual environment, you have to open a command plate from manage command plate. and then you have to type in Python create environment. Once you click on this command, you will be able to see VNV command. So this is a environment types. So this is for the virtual environment and this is for Conda environment. So just select the .vnv virtual environment. Once you click on that, you will be able to see total number of Python interpreter which are available to use. On this machine, I have multiple versions. Either of the version you have to select. We are going to select 3.12 version. So once you select this 3.12 version, here you can see the environment is getting created for us. Few new files are got added in our workspace folder. Next step is to create a new Python program. You have to click on the folder and click on new file. We have to name the file hello.py and press enter. By using .py file extension, you tell Visual Studio Code to interpret this file as a Python program so that it evaluates the contents with the file with the Python extension and the selected interpreter. Let's write some code. Message welcome to Python, and we just print this simple message. You will notice a IntelliSense is now available for us to select method on basis of the type. If you type message dot, so these are the number of methods available on this message type, which is a type of string. Finally, save the file, Control plus S. At this point, you are ready to run your first Python file in Visual Studio Code. Click the Run Python file in Terminal play button from the top right side. Once you click on this play button, so your Python code will be executed. Here is the message, welcome to Python. There are three other ways you can run Python code within Visual Studio Code. First, from here you can run. Second, you can right click on the code, select run Python file in terminal. This is the same thing. Or if you want to execute your specific line of code, this can also be done. You just select the number of lines, right click on it, and then select run Python with selected line. You will see your selected statement will be interpreted and then we will get the output. Now let's see how to configure and run the debugger. You must have remember we have installed an extension Python debugger which allows developers to debug Python program. For example, if you want to investigate the Python program, you can set your breakpoints on the lines and then you can investigate. So let's try to debug the program. We can write more lines inside this where 1, 2, and then print where 1. We can set the breakpoints by clicking on the left side. We can create n number of breakpoints in our programs. When the Python debugger will be activated, so your execution will be stopped here. Once you set your all breakpoints on your Python program, now we have to initialize the debugger. We have to press F5. A configuration menu will be opened from command plate that will allow you to select the type of debugger. So you will be able to see the Python debug console is activated and our execution is stopped right over our breakpoint. You can here see the variable window which is showing you all the variables inside this program. In the message, we could see welcome to Python. We have watch window. We can add any number of statement or expression inside this window and we can evaluate. This is a call stack. We could see the total number of breakpoints and uncode exceptions, other settings as well. Once you step into, so you will be able to move further with a line. You can see if you hover on any of the variable, you would see the value of the variable. You click once more on the step into, then your execution will move to the next line. Now, if you hover again on the variable, you will be able to see the value of variable 1. Variable 1 is added to your variable window. You can check all the steps, all the functions in the debugger window. We click on step into again, and our program execution will be completed, and it will print the output. Welcome to Python and 2. One more benefit you will be able to see with the debugger window. If we debug the program again, if we click on debug console, we can type message dot, we can perform any operation on this variable. If we want to convert all the characters from lower cases to upper, we can easily use upper function on this string type. If you press enter, then you will see the output right here on the debug console. So this window is helping developer to try more operations while running the program. So we click on step over, step over, step over, and then finally we will get the output. Now let's move to next point, install and use packages. In Python, packages are how you obtain any number of useful code libraries, typically from PyPy, PY, that provide additional functionality to your program. For example, you use the NumPy package to create a new NumPy array. If you want to use NumPy library, import NumPy, so you will not be able to use it since you have not installed this library in this virtual environment. To install the NumPy package, stop the debugger. We have to go to manage, command plate, and then we have to type in terminal and create new terminal. So the new terminal will be activated for us in this environment. To install NumPy library, you have to install py.m pip install NumPy and you press enter. So you will see the NumPy library is getting installed on our machine. You can see the NumPy library is installed successfully in this environment. Now, if you notice, the error message is gone. Now you can use NumPy. In order to create NumPy array, we have to use alias for NumPy library np and then np.array. Simple array and then print it. If you run the program again, yeah, we can see the output. The NumPy array is created. This is how we can use the other Python libraries in our Python program, and these libraries will not conflict other workspace folders. If you see this environment, so this is only for this Python demo 1 project. If we create another workspace folder, so this NumPy library will not be available in different workspace. This is the benefit of workspace folders. Congrats on completing the Python tutorial. So you learned how to create a Python project, create a virtual environment, run and debug your Python code, and install Python packages.
That brings us to the end of the today's video. We hope you found it informative and engaging. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more exciting content on all things tech related. Thanks for watching and we will see you in the next video.